Who poses more danger to a young Gamora, her would-be kidnappers or her adoptive father, the Mad Titan? Well, let's hop into the pages of Thanos issue number 4 and find out. Alrighty then, so as we join this comic, they do something rather interesting. They break the whole flashback framing device, and we actually see adult Gamora headed to Half-World with a strange, smaller co-pilot. The person that, for all intents and purposes, she's actually telling this story to. Now, back in the flashback, which, come to think of it, is a pretty weird sentence, but hey, I wrote it, so bear with me, why don't ya? Thanos is furious to discover that the Blood Brothers and several other members of his crew have mutinied and betrayed him, making off with Gamora. Yeah, how dare they kidnap that small child that Thanos kidnapped first? Making matters even more complicated is that Thanos continues to be haunted by the weird mental projection of the Magus. Again, is he really here, or is Thanos just crazy and seeing stuff? It's up for you to decide. Whatever the truth is, the Magus's image decides to prod Thanos a little bit, saying that he's gone soft, that sure, he can lie to himself and say that he's raising this girl to be a weapon in the war against the Magus, but deep down he knows how much he really cares. Unlike all the other children Thanos has sired, and indeed he has. Remember Thane, everyone? I didn't think so. Thanos actually chose Gamora to be his kid, so there's more of a connection there. Another thing that truly makes Thanos respect Gamora is the fact that at the end of the day, she didn't really need to be saved. She was more than capable of taking down the Blood Brothers and commandeering their craft, thanks in no small part to her new robotic appendages, which give her a heck of an edge over her would-be captors. But by the end, Gamora has actually flipped the script completely on this kidnapping, and now they're the ones being kidnapped by her. And in the end, they actually end up being the lucky ones because Thanos is sure to blow all the other would-be mutineers out of the sky just to send a message. Thanos is ultimately pretty pleased with his young ward and how she's acted here, but is she ready to take things to the next level? You've taken prisoners of war, but are you ready to execute them? The answer is no. Gamora says that the Blood Brothers are her prisoners, and because of that, they should be thrown in the brig and their ship now given over to her, but not to be killed because she's not going to hurt people just because Thanos wants her to. Yet, anyway. This disappoints Papa Thanos, but things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. The mutiny may have been put down, but as we know, not all the conspirators were dealt with. Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, and Ballista had been the ones to actually stoke the fire of a mutiny, but also smart enough to make sure that they were outside of it and their hands were clean in case it went sideways, and indeed it did. They also show little to no respect for Gamora, talking about their plans loudly right in front of her because, hey, wouldn't you know it, kids are always invisible. And while Thanos may have aspirations of turning Gamora into some amazing type of child soldier, right now she serves as a really good child spy. Naturally, the future Black Order can't let Gamora blab to her father about the part they played in all of this, and so they decide to turn the rest of the crew against her. A massive brawl breaks out and Thanos ends up killing more than a few, but he's not exactly the sort of dad who's gonna stick around and play defense, especially not when he says he has to go deal with the Magus. Desperately, Gamora wants to accompany him, if only because it means getting off this ship with a bunch of people that hate her, but Thanos disagrees that this may prove to be her toughest test yet. If she really wants to hang with the Mad Titan and her crew, she's gonna have to be able to defend herself. And that's probably gonna mean having to break her no-kill rule as the comic comes to a close. And so, that was Thanos issue number 4, and once again, Teenie Howard manages to weave one heck of a tragic space tale. This really is a book about the loss of innocence, but also the weird Stockholmy relationship that is beginning to form between Gamora and Thanos. It's made abundantly clear this issue that he does care about Gamora, he just cares about her in a sick, twisted kind of way that only a spacey psychopath can. He definitely sees Gamora as property or a prize or something like that, and Gamora sees him as a protector and at least, something that can keep her alive for a little bit longer. Also, the longer it goes on too, I'm really loving the idea of making Proxima Midnight and Ebony Maw, the proto-Black Order, out to be the villains of this story, because we know they ultimately stick around with Thanos. Which means that if he ever finds out about the mutiny they tried to pull on him here and now, they probably had to do something pretty amazing to get his favor back. This miniseries is becoming a real gem in my eyes, and Tini Howard really is a person to watch at Marvel right now and in comics in general. I'd give this another 8 out of 10. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on when a brand new video drops. And hey, if you really like what I do, you might want to become a patron. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. Enjoy video and audio versions of the Comic Multiverse podcast and other videos before they drop here on YouTube. Heck, interact with me closer than ever before. You get all this when you become a patron. And with that, thank you so much again, everyone, and I will see you all again next time.